Hello, my fellow warriors. Welcome to another vlog. Didn't really have a whole lot to talk about, but I still wanted to do a vlog. God is good, isn't he? This has been a tremendously good day for me. One of the big trials that I've been going through, it technically came to an end. Right after Christmas or so. I mean, at Christmas Day is when everything kind of came to a head, and it changed my perspective on some things, and that's exactly what the whole point of the trial was. This is one of those trials that lasted a really long time, basically 3.5, almost 4 years, and yeah, it's taken that long for God to get through my thick skull, what it was He was trying to show me. And Christmas is when it all kind of, like I say, came to a head and everything started falling apart. And the thing is once I learned my lesson and I started changing my way of thinking, everything just kind of changed. The trial was this person that I really care about. I was hooked on her, and I've probably mentioned things, not mentioning her specifically, but mentioning that I was having some personal issues with just personal issues, and I'd mentioned someone, well, this person, her and I were close. Actually, I do remember saying something about this, but her and I were close, about 4 to 5 years ago. And I say 4 to 5 because it was about a year that we were really close. And during that time, we got along about as well as a person could possibly hope to get along with someone that they seriously care about. And then things got screwed up, and she distanced herself, and I wasn't wanting her to distance herself, and then things got difficult, and she kept getting further and further away, and I kept pursuing, and it was just a bunch of pain, and personal, emotional pain for me, and I tried several times to let go, and Christmas things, well, I'm not going to go into details on anything that happened, but things happened, and she did something that really upset me, basically ruined Christmas for me. But what I thought was one of the worst days that I've had in a long time in my life actually turned out to be one of the best days, because while that whole day was ruined, later on that evening, when I was getting ready for work the next day, let's see, wait, what? Yeah, Christmas is on a Monday, that's right. Yeah, so, and I work with this individual directly. I mean, I literally see her 3 days out of the week, and we work side by side. So, anyways, what the heck was that? Is that you? Is that you? Huh? What are you doing? You making noise? What are you doing? Anyways, I work side by side with her and everything, and then, so, sorry about my thumb over the lens, but she, she's off, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I didn't see her the day after Christmas. Well, then, that day after, the night before, is when it kind of struck me like a lightning bolt. And that is that I needed to think of her as strictly as a friend, because when I was thinking of her as a possible romantic interest, I was acting differently. I was acting grumpier. I was, down most of the time, which is not the way God wants us to be. He wants us to be joyful in our lives. He wants us to enjoy our lives, the lives that He has blessed us with. And I wasn't doing that. I was letting myself get upset and down, and it was affecting the people around me at work, because it used to be I was always a joyful, happy, upbeat person, that was always joking around and always making people laugh, and everybody loved that about me. But then things fell apart with her, and I changed. My attitude changed, everything. I was just always down. I mean, there were days that I was in a good mood and kind of joking around and stuff, but everybody noticed the difference, and more importantly, she noticed the difference, and she didn't like it. She didn't like what she saw. And that's the thing, is for a couple of the years after everything fell apart, her and I were still kind of close, there was still a lot of interest and stuff between the two of us. Well, the more I changed, the more distant she got, and then finally she just got to where she was completely cold, and everything. Well, which is my fault, but because I wasn't living the way God wanted me to. Well, then, like I said, on Christmas, everything changed, because it's like a switch was flipped. I mean, it's like lightning struck, and He finally got through to me what it is, that the whole point of this trial, and that is that I was being led by my emotions. That's one thing you cannot do if you're going to follow the Lord, is you cannot be controlled by your emotions, because joy, that's the thing, is a lot of people, kind of make joy and happiness the same thing, and they aren't the same thing. Happiness is a worldly thing. It's like when you get a new car, and you're all excited, and happy because you have a new car, especially after having a broke down vehicle. And I say all this from experience. And, you're so happy and excited because you have this new vehicle. It's reliable and it's fun to drive. Or if you do, find somebody that you really like, and, they really like you in return, that excitement and that happiness when you're around that person. That's happiness, because it's something that can go away. It's something that only lasts a short time. Joy, on the other hand, is what you have when you have a relationship with the Lord and you are focusing on Him. That's joy right there. And that's something that I didn't have. I didn't have that joy, because I wasn't focusing on God. I was focusing on what I wanted with her. And He showed me that. He showed me that's what was missing. And like I say, Christmas just changed everything. It flipped a switch, just like that. And then, so that the next day, my attitude instantly changed. The way I acted, everything. My thought processes, everything just changed. And then that next week, when I saw her, worked with her for the first time after all that, she instantly saw a difference, because it used to be, when we were close, when it hit time to go to break at work, she would go all the way across the store to find me, and man, there's some warm air coming out of that vent right there. It feels good. She'd come all the way across the store to get me for break, and then we would go sit down together, have break, and everything, and just chat and, laugh and everything. Well, as the more I pursued her after things fell apart, and was acting stupid, she withdrew, and she got to where, she kind of wouldn't even, come get me for break, and that would upset me, and then I'd confront her about it afterward, which was incredibly stupid. But this time, she didn't, it's like most of that week, she didn't, or actually that week and then the week after, she didn't come and get me for break, and I just didn't go to break, and so, but I didn't act any differently. I kept because I was literally joyful, and so I would still talk to her and joke with her and everything else, and I think that caught her off guard because that's the way I acted when she took an interest in me. Things were it's like the old me suddenly came back. Not the old me, because the way I was back then, I was more of a worldly person. I wasn't really following the Lord the way I should have, so I don't act the same way as I did then. But I mean, in the way of my attitude, I'm joyful and happy and joking and laughing again, and she likes that. Anyways, but yeah, I've noticed over the last 3 weeks a huge change in her attitude toward me. She has opened up more. She has become really. It used to be when I was acting strangely, I would I would try to make a joke or something to her, or even just try to start a conversation, and she'd barely even acknowledge it, and everything. Well, the last 3 weeks it's gotten to where she's been, laughing and joking, or laughing at all my retarded jokes. And I mean, she's just opened up so much, and it's like we're good friends again, and I absolutely love that. I'm so happy with the fact that we're back to being friends again. And that's what I've been praying about. I was like, even if something, we can't have a romantic relationship, which, she's not a Christian, so it shouldn't be a romantic relationship between us anyway. Because it's not good for a Christian to, be in a relationship with a non-believer. I'm not saying that it's not possible to have one. I'm just saying that, according to the Bible, we're not supposed to be unevenly yoked, and that's the way it's, that's exactly how it's put in the Bible. We're not supposed to be with someone that's a non-believer, but still. But yeah, I've been praying that, we would at the very least, become good friends again, and it's happened. The last 3 weeks, she has just really opened up again, and it's starting to feel like it did, 4 to 5 years ago. She's been really responsive. She's been enjoying, being around me. She's, gotten to where she comes to get me for breaks. She goes out of her way to talk to me and everything else, and that's awesome. I mean, if something ever came of it, of course I would ask the Lord for guidance, but, if it was His will and something did come of it and it did, turn back into something, more serious again, then that would be awesome. But if not, I'm very happy to have my friend back, But anyways, that went on for 13 minutes, and I had no intention of talking about that for 13 minutes. I actually had something else I wanted to talk about, but I guess I'll do that in the next vlog, which I'll probably record right after this. But anyways, so yeah, that's just. I guess the moral of that story is, if something is going on in your life that seems like it's the end of the world, you need to step back and take a look and see and think of it from God's perspective. Look at it from the way He would look at it. And how you do that is you read the Bible. Because the Bible is an insight into the way God thinks, what His desires are. It's not all of it, because we're not going to know everything that He thinks, and that He wants, but He does show us, give us a glimpse into what He desires and everything. And so when you read the Bible, you can step back during those difficult times, and you can just recall scriptures that you've read, chapters that you've read, books that you've read in the Bible, and you can actually kind of see what it is the Lord is trying to do, what He's trying to show you. Now, if you're thick-headed like I am, he has to beat you over the head with a club several times, and sometimes for years at a time, in order to get in there what it is that you know he's wanting you to do. Well, he finally got through to me, and it completely changed my perspective on everything. I mean, today is one of the best days I've had at work in a long time, and that's because, you know, basically, her and I, we only really paid attention to one another, you know, and I don't mean that in like a romantic way or anything like that. I'm talking, you know, as friends. You know, it's like we were best friends, and that's awesome, you know. And I enjoyed it so much. It was so much fun. It was a relaxing day, and you know, I'm so happy, you know, right now. I'm happy, but I'm also joyful. I was joyful to begin with, even if some, you know, things hadn't gone good, you know, today between the two of us. But anyways, yeah. But if you've got something like that going on in your life, something horrible, step back and think, you know, about, you know, think about from God's perspective, and try to figure out what it is that he's trying to show you, trying to get you to do. Because my pastor at my church, I was telling him about this, and he said that's actually really good. You know, he said not a lot of people can just step back and analyze a situation like that from God's perspective and actually figure out what it is he's trying to get them to do. And you know, and the reason I know that I figured it out is because of the way things changed suddenly. I mean, everything changed. And yeah, he you know, but that's the thing, is anybody can develop that ability, you know, to analyze, you know, what it is that's going on in your life, you know, with God's Word, you know, what you know of God's Word, and you know, just figure out what it is that you know you're supposed to be doing. It's really something that you can develop on your own. It's just you've got to take the time to do it. But anyways, yeah, I've gone on 17 minutes. So, but yeah, and also pray. You know, pray about what it is that you're going through, because it's a simple fact that whatever you're going through, no matter what hard time you're going through, whether it's financial issues, relationship issues, health issues, you know, whatever it may be, you know, if you pray about it, you know, the Lord will help you. He will help you understand. He will comfort you. If you're sick, you know, he will heal you. And you know, if you're having financial problems, he will alleviate your problems. That's what he does, you know. And this thing is, he loves you, and he will do those things for you, but you have to give him a chance. So, and you have to trust him. So anyways, yeah, I've gone on long enough. Again, this is not what I was planning on talking about, but once I got started, I couldn't stop. So, Lord, I hope I delivered the message that you were wanting me to deliver. So, thank you for joining me in this vlog. I am the Holy Warrior. God bless you all.